My mom handed me an official letter of disownment after I refused to attend my sister's wedding after she stole my fiancé 2 weeks before our wedding. She actually printed it on fancy cardstock with both their signatures notarized. My dad added at the bottom in red pen, effective immediately, like I was being terminated from the family. The whole thing was dated and witnessed by my aunt, who wouldn't even look at me. I just looked at them standing in my living room like they'd done something reasonable and smiled. Thank you for making this so easy. That was 3 weeks ago. This morning, they showed up at my door at 6 a.m., absolutely losing their minds, begging me to call off what I'd started. Let me back up because the full story makes this so much sweeter. My name is Avery, and 4 years ago, I started a wedding photography business with my fiancé Tristan. We met in college, fell in love over our shared passion for photography, and built something real together. The business was thriving. We had bookings 18 months out and a waiting list. 2 weeks before our wedding, I came home early from a consultation to find Tristan and my sister Carmen in our bed. Not just together. Rose petals everywhere. Champagne. Like they'd been planning this romantic moment. Carmen looked at me and said, "I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but we're in love. Real love. Not whatever settling thing you two had going." Settling thing. We'd been together 6 years. Tristan at least had the decency to look ashamed for about 5 seconds before saying, "Carmen understands my artistic vision in a way you never did." I moved out that night, canceled the wedding. My parents' response? They invited Carmen and Tristan to Sunday dinner the next week. When I confronted my mom, she said, "Avery, you're being dramatic. These things happen. You'll work it out eventually. Carmen's happiness matters too." I told them I wasn't coming to Carmen's wedding. They'd already rescheduled it for what would have been my wedding date. Same venue, same flowers. Carmen even tried to keep my photographer. That's when Mom showed up with the letter. She handed it to me with this satisfied smirk. "It's in the past, so woman up. If you can't get over it and support your sister, you're not our daughter anymore." Dad nodded from behind her. "She's always been the better daughter anyway. Goodbye." 28 years of being second choice, and they finally said it out loud. Here's what they didn't know though. When Tristan and I started the business, I'd put up most of the capital from my grandmother's inheritance. We were equal partners on paper, but I had majority investment. After the breakup, I used the rest of my grandmother's trust fund to buy Tristan out completely. My lawyer is brilliant. We buried a clause deep in the buyout contract. If Tristan got married or entered a domestic partnership within 6 months of our separation, I retained full access to all client files, vendor contacts, and business communications. Everything. So, when Carmen married him last week in my dress at my venue, I got it all. Then, I started looking closer at those files. Turns out Tristan had been doing under-the-table photography jobs for cash, weddings he never reported, events paid in cash that never showed up on tax forms, tens of thousands of dollars over 4 years. Even better, my parents had co-signed his equipment loans when we started the business. They'd been helping him hide the income because they were claiming him as a dependent for tax purposes. Insurance fraud, tax evasion, the works. I compiled everything into a folder and handed it to the IRS on Monday morning. They called my dad at 5 a.m. today. The banging on my door started 20 minutes later. I made coffee first. Let them panic. Let them feel what desperation tastes like, for once. When I finally opened the door, Mom's makeup was running down her face. Dad looked like he'd aged 10 years overnight. "You're destroying this entire family over a man," Mom sobbed. I pulled the disownment letter off my fridge where I'd taped it and held it up. "I'm not family anymore. So why are you on my property?" Mom's face crumpled. "I hated watching you be happy with Tristan. Your father barely speaks to me, hasn't touched me in 8 years. She laughed bitterly. I told Carmen she deserved happiness more because at least one of us could feel what I never did. Dad stared at her in horror. "What are you saying?" Mom ignored him, looking only at me. "Carmen calls me sobbing every night because Tristan won't stop talking about you." A phone started ringing. Carmen's name on Dad's screen. He answered on speaker. Carmen's voice came through hysterical. "He said her name again. He said Avery. I'm sitting right here and he said her name." I stood there holding my coffee mug while Carmen's voice cracked through the speaker. Dad's hand was shaking so bad the phone nearly slipped. Mom just stared at me like she was waiting for me to fix it, to make it better, like I'd done my whole life. "Tell her I'll call her back," Dad mumbled into the phone. "No," Carmen screamed. "No, you put Avery on right now. I know she's there. I know you're at her apartment because Tristan told me that's where you'd go. Put her on." Mom reached for the phone, but I held up my hand. "Put it on speaker." Dad did. His fingers fumbled with the button twice. "Carmen," I said. My voice came out flat, tired. "What do you want?" "I want you to tell me what you did," Carmen said. She was crying hard now, that ugly crying where you can barely get words out. "The IRS called Tristan this morning. They're auditing everything. Mom and Dad's house, the business, our bank accounts. What did you do?" "I told the truth," I said. "That's all." "You vindictive," Carmen started, but Mom cut her off. "Carmen, baby, we're handling it," Mom said, her voice doing that thing where she tried to sound soothing but just came off desperate. "We're at Avery's right now. We're fixing this." "Fixing it?" I laughed. Actually laughed. "You can't fix fraud, Mom. You can't unsign Dad's name on loan documents for equipment Tristan bought with cash from unreported income. That's not a miscommunication, that's a crime." Dad's face went gray. How did I know you co-signed?" I set my coffee down on the table by the door. "Because I have access to everything now. Every contract, every receipt, every text message between you and Tristan about how to hide income. All of it. That's private," Dad said weakly. "Not anymore. Not when Carmen married him." I looked at Mom. "You really didn't think I'd have a backup plan? You thought I'd just let you destroy my life and walk away?" Mom's face did something weird. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out at first. Then she started laughing. Not funny laughing. That scary kind that sounds like something broke inside. You think this is about you? She said. You think I destroyed your life? You handed me a notarized letter disowning me because I wouldn't celebrate my sister marrying my fiancé, I said. What would you call it? I'd call it mercy, Mom said. She stepped closer. Her mascara had run into the lines around her eyes. She looked older than I'd ever seen her. I spent 6 months setting this up, Avery. 6 months. The room went quiet. Even Carmen stopped crying on the phone. What? I said. Mom smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. You were so happy. So disgustingly happy with Tristan and your little business and your perfect wedding plans. Do you know what that's like? Watching your daughter have everything you never got? Mom, Dad said quietly. Don't. Shut up, Richard, Mom snapped. She didn't even look at him, just kept staring at me. I told Carmen for months that you didn't really love Tristan, that you were just using him for the business. I coached her on when to text him, what to wear. I gave her a key to your apartment so she could leave things there. Plant doubt. I felt my stomach drop. You what? That bracelet Tristan found in the couch? Mom's smile got wider. Carmen's. I told her to leave it there when you were at work. Tristan thought you were cheating for weeks before Carmen made her move. We planned it, sweetie. All of it. Carmen made a noise on the phone, kind of like a wounded animal. You're lying, I said, but I knew she wasn't. Your father helped, Mom continued. She glanced at Dad. He was staring at the floor. He invited Tristan to family dinners without you, gave Carmen private time with him, told Tristan you were always too busy for family, that you didn't appreciate what you had. We broke him down piece by piece, until Carmen looked like the answer to every question you made him ask. Why? The word came out barely a whisper. Because I could, Mom said simply. Because you got everything I wanted, and I wanted you to know what it feels like to lose it. The disownment letter wasn't me reacting, baby. I wrote it 3 months ago. We were just waiting for the right time to deliver it. Dad finally looked up. And stop. No, Mom said. She wants to know the truth? Fine. I'm done pretending I give a damn about being her mother. She's been a burden since the day she was born, prettier than me, more talented than me, more everything than me. I'm tired of pretending I love her when all I've ever felt is jealous. The words just hung there. Carmen was crying again on the phone. Dad looked like he might throw up. I picked up my coffee and took a sip. It had gone lukewarm. Get out, I said. Avery, Dad started. Get out of my apartment before I call the police. They left. Mom walked out with her head high like she'd won something. Dad trailed behind her, hunched over like he was afraid to take up too much space. The door clicked shut, and I stood there in my hallway, holding my coffee, thinking about 6 months of planning. 6 months of my own mother systematically destroying my life while smiling at dress fittings. My phone buzzed. A text from Carmen. Can we talk? I deleted it. Then I opened my laptop and started going through the files I'd taken from the business. If Mom had been planning this for 6 months, she'd left a trail. She was too proud not to. People who plan revenge like that always document it somewhere. I found the first email an hour later. Mom's personal email to Tristan's mother. Subject line, concerns about my daughter's behavior. Dated a year ago. A full year before Tristan and Carmen even happened. I opened it. Dear Patricia, I hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out because I'm concerned about Tristan and thought you should know what I've been observing. Avery has become increasingly controlling over the business they built together. She makes all the decisions without consulting him, takes credit for his ideas, and I've noticed she's very careful about keeping him away from family so he doesn't have anyone to talk to about it. I love my daughter, but I also recognize unhealthy patterns when I see them. Tristan has so much potential, and I worry Avery is holding him back from his true artistic vision. I thought, as his mother, you'd want to know. There were 17 more emails. 17. Each one more manipulative than the last. In one, Mom told Patricia that I'd made Tristan sign a contract giving me creative control over all his work. Completely false. In another, she said I'd been talking about leaving him once the business was successful enough that I didn't need him anymore. Also false. Every email carefully crafted to make me sound like a monster while positioning herself as the concerned mother just trying to help. Patricia had replied to every single one. Thank you for telling me this. I've been worried too. I'm going to talk to Tristan about standing up for himself. I sat back in my chair. Mom hadn't just turned Carmen and my parents against me. She'd turned Tristan's own mother into a weapon. For a year, Patricia had been in Tristan's ear about how I was controlling him, holding him back, not appreciating his talent, all based on lies my mother fed her. My phone rang. Carmen again. I answered this time. I need you to see something, Carmen said. Her voice was hoarse from crying. Can I come over? No. Please, Avery. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just need you to see what Mom did to me too. I almost hung up, but something in her voice stopped me. Not the crying, something underneath it. Send me screenshots, don't come here. She hung up. 2 minutes later, my phone started buzzing with incoming images. Text messages, dozens of them, all from Mom to Carmen. The first one was dated 8 months ago. You looked so pretty today. Tristan noticed. I saw him watching you at dinner. Then another a week later. Wear the red dress tonight. Men can't resist red. Trust me. Another. Did you tell him about your photography? You're just as talented as Avery. More, actually. You just need someone to believe in you. The messages got more specific, more directed. Tristan seems stressed lately. Maybe text him something supportive, something Avery wouldn't think to say because she's always so focused on the business. And then, tell him his photos make you feel things. Be specific. Men need to hear that they're good at what they do. Avery takes him for granted. Make him feel seen. I scrolled through all of them. Months of coaching. Months of Mom telling Carmen exactly what to say, when to say it, what to wear, how to act. The rose petals and champagne I'd walked in on? Mom had texted Carmen the instructions 2 hours before. Rose petals on the bed. Get the expensive champagne from that store on 5th. Make it romantic. He needs to feel like this matters. Carmen had followed every instruction, down to the letter. She'd been a puppet and Mom had pulled every string. My phone rang again. Carmen again. I answered. She used me, Carmen whispered. I thought I was finally good enough, finally pretty enough. I thought Tristan chose me because he actually wanted me, but it was her. All of it was her. Yeah, I said. It was. I'm so sorry, Carmen said. I know that doesn't fix anything. I know you probably hate me, but I'm sorry. I hung up. Not because I forgave her. Not even because I was angry anymore. I just didn't have anything to say. Carmen had made her choices. Coached or not, she'd still made them. My laptop dinged. New email. From Tristan's personal account. Subject line. Please read this. I almost deleted it. Should have deleted it, but I opened it. Avery, I don't know if you'll even see this, but I need you to know something. Your mom told me you were cheating on me. She showed me proof. Fake emails from you to some client named Brian. Fake phone records showing you calling him at night. She said you were planning to leave me once you'd drained the business account and that I should protect myself. I believed her. God, I'm so stupid, but I believed her. When I slept with Carmen, I thought I was getting back at you for something you actually did. I was angry and hurt, and I wanted you to feel what I felt. But you didn't do anything, did you? She made it all up. The email went on. I don't expect you to forgive me. I wouldn't forgive me. But your mom manufactured this entire thing, and I was dumb enough to fall for it. Carmen was too. We're both sitting here realizing we destroyed everything for a lie your mother told us, because we were both desperate to believe someone cared. I'm sorry, for whatever that's worth, which is probably nothing. I closed the laptop, sat there in my kitchen with cold coffee and the ruins of my entire life spread out in emails and text messages. Mom had spent a year building this. A full year. Not 6 months like she'd bragged. She'd contacted Patricia a year ago, started poisoning Tristan's view of me before Carmen was even in the picture. She'd fabricated evidence, created entire conversations that never happened, turned my own fiancé and sister into weapons aimed directly at my heart. And then she'd sat at dress fittings with me, smiling, helping me pick out flowers, the whole time knowing it would never happen. My phone buzzed. A voicemail from a number I didn't recognize. I almost ignored it, but something made me listen. Ms. Avery, this is Agent Chen from the IRS. I'm calling because we've discovered some additional information during our audit of Tristan Monroe and your parents that you need to be aware of. Specifically, we found that your mother has been listing you as a dependent and claiming tax credits in your name for the past 3 years. This is after you moved out and established your own residence and business. We'll need to speak with you about this. Please call me back at this number. I played the message again. 3 years. Mom had been claiming me as a dependent while I was living on my own, running a business, filing my own taxes. The credits she was claiming probably paid for Carmen's car, Carmen's apartment, everything Mom had bragged about Carmen achieving. She'd been stealing from me to prop Carmen up, then destroyed me when Carmen still couldn't measure up. The door buzzer rang. I checked the camera. Dad, alone this time. I almost didn't let him in, but I hit the button. He took the stairs slowly. When I opened the door, he looked like he'd been crying. Your mother is in the car, he said. She doesn't know I came up. What do you want? To tell you the truth. He stepped inside. I didn't stop him. About why I helped her. You were scared of being alone, I said. She told me already. No. Dad shook his head. I mean, yes, but it's worse than that. She made me choose. She told me either I helped her ruin your wedding or she'd divorce me and tell everyone about the affair. I stared at him. What affair? Mine. Dad's voice cracked. 10 years ago, with a woman from work. It lasted 6 months. Your mother found out and she's held it over me ever since. She said if I didn't help her with this, with you, she'd make sure everyone knew. My clients, my friends, your grandmother before she died, everyone. So you chose your reputation over your daughter. I chose wrong, Dad whispered. I know that, but she's been obsessed with destroying you since your engagement photos came out. She compared them to her wedding photos every single day. She'd pull them up on her phone and just stare, crying, saying your happiness was a personal insult to everything she'd sacrificed to raise you. She told me either I help or she'd make sure I lost everything, and I was terrified. I'm still terrified. Get out, I said. Avery, please, get out of my apartment. Tell Mom she can wait in the car forever. I'm done. He left. I watched him walk to the stairs, shoulders slumped, and I didn't feel bad, not even a little. I went back to my laptop, started going through the vendor files from the wedding business. Something Dad said stuck with me, the engagement photos. Mom had been obsessed with them. I opened Facebook, searched for the vendor groups I'd been part of when planning the wedding, found my name mentioned in 3 separate posts, all from accounts with generic names. Sarah M., Jennifer K., Rebecca T., all posted within the same week, 8 months ago. Warning to anyone working with Avery Harrison for wedding photography. She's extremely difficult to work with and hasn't paid her deposits on time. Multiple vendors have had issues with her. Just a heads up before you commit. The florist had canceled because of this post. So had the caterer, the cake designer. I thought it was bad luck. Coincidence. It was Mom. She joined every vendor group with fake accounts and systematically sabotaged my wedding while sitting next to me at dress fittings, holding my hand, telling me everything would be perfect. I screenshot everything, added it to the folder for my lawyer. My phone rang. Carmen. I answered. He doesn't love me, she said without preamble. Tristan just told me the truth. Mom told him sleeping with me would make you jealous, that you'd come crawling back begging him to choose you. He thought it was a tactic, a way to teach you a lesson about taking him for granted. He only married me because you didn't react the way Mom promised you would. I know, I said. You knew? He emailed me, confessed the whole thing. Carmen made a sound like she'd been punched. He's been using me this whole time, waiting for you. The entire marriage, he thought you'd eventually want him back. And now he's stuck with me and he's angry because I'm not you. That's not my problem, I said. I know, Carmen's voice broke. I thought I'd finally won something. Mom spent my entire life telling me you were better, prettier, smarter, more talented. Then she finally gave me something that was yours and I took it because I wanted to feel like I mattered for 5 goddamn minutes. But it didn't work. I feel worse than I ever have. Good, I said, and hung up. I didn't feel guilty about it either. Carmen had made her choices. So had everyone else. The next morning, my Aunt Rita showed up, the same aunt who'd witnessed the disownment letter. She stood in my doorway with a cardboard box. I need to show you something, she said. I let her in. She set the box on my kitchen table and opened it. Inside was a journal, black leather, worn at the edges. Your mother kept this, Rita said. She asked me to store it a few months ago. Said she was reorganizing her home office. I found it yesterday when I was looking for something else and I started reading. I think you need to see it. I picked up the journal, opened to a random page. Mom's handwriting, neat and controlled. Avery got her photo published today. Some stupid magazine nobody reads, but she acted like it was the Pulitzer. She's so pathetically proud of herself. Thinks she's better than me because she got my mother's talent and Richard's attention. Carmen got nothing from us. Nothing useful anyway. I should fix that. Make things even. I flipped to another page. Her engagement photos came today. She looks beautiful. That's what everyone says. Beautiful and happy and talented. Like she won something I lost. How is that fair? How does she get everything while I get nothing? Another page. She's planning the wedding at the venue I wanted for my own wedding, but Richard said we couldn't afford. She's using my flowers, my colors, living my life but better. It needs to stop. She needs correction. The journal was full of it. 30 years of entries, sketches of my face, violently crossed out, lists of my accomplishments with angry notes in the margins. Too happy, needs humbling, getting above herself. One entry, dated 2 years ago, just said, she got everything, Carmen got nothing. I'll make sure Avery gets nothing too. I closed the journal. My hands were shaking. Rita sat across from me watching. She's hated you since you were born, Rita said quietly. I knew she was jealous, but I didn't know it was this bad. When she asked me to witness that letter, I thought she was just being dramatic. Then I read this, and I realized she meant every word. She's been planning to destroy you for years. Why are you showing me this? Because you should know the truth, Rita said. Your mother is sick, not mentally ill, just sick with jealousy. It's eaten everything good out of her, and your father enabled it because he was too weak to stand up to her. You deserved better. She left the journal with me, walked out without another word. I sat there reading it for hours. Every page was proof of 30 years of documented hatred. My own mother, wishing I'd never been born, celebrating every time I failed, resenting every success, and finally, methodically planning my destruction because she couldn't stand watching me be happy. That afternoon, my lawyer called. The IRS penalties are catastrophic, she said. Your parents are looking at losing everything. The house, your dad's business, their retirement accounts. They'll be bankrupt within 6 months. Good, I said. There's more. Your mother called me this morning. She wants to negotiate. Said she'll admit to everything, give you a written apology, anything you want if you'll ask the IRS to back off. Tell her no. You're sure? I'm sure. My lawyer paused. There's something else. We found evidence your mother has been accessing your personal email. She installed spyware on your computer 2 years ago. That's how she knew about your clients, your schedule, everything. She's been monitoring you this entire time. I felt sick. Can we use that? Already documenting it. This goes beyond fraud. This is stalking, identity theft, harassment. If you want to press charges, we have grounds. Let me think about it. I hung up, sat there in my apartment, surrounded by evidence of my mother's obsession. The journal, the emails, the fake social media accounts, the spyware, all of it proof that she'd spent years systematically destroying me while pretending to love me. My phone rang, Mom's number. I almost didn't answer, but I did. This is all your fault, Mom screamed before I could even say hello. The IRS is taking everything. They're taking our house, your father's business, everything we worked for our entire lives. And why? Because you were born pretty and talented and I couldn't stand it. There, I said it. You ruined my life by existing, and now you're making sure I lose everything to punish me for finally telling the truth. You're right, I said calmly. I am. You vindictive little... I'm hanging up now, I said. Don't call me again. You're not my mother anymore. You wrote that in notarized ink, remember? I hung up, blocked her number, blocked Dad's, blocked Carmen's. Then I went to the IRS office and handed them the journal. 2 weeks went by. I didn't hear from anyone in my family. I worked, booked new clients, started rebuilding the business under just my name. Tristan sent 3 more emails. I deleted them all without reading. Then Carmen showed up at my apartment. I saw her on the camera, standing in the hallway, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. I buzzed her in. She climbed the stairs slowly. When I opened the door, she looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed. She'd lost weight. I left him, she said. Tristan, I moved out yesterday. Okay, I said. I need to tell you something, face to face. Carmen stepped inside. I didn't stop her. I knew. Knew what? I knew Mom was using me. Not at first, but after a few weeks I figured it out. She was too involved, too specific with her instructions. And I didn't care because for once in my life, I was the one getting attention. You were always the smart one, the talented one, the pretty one. I was just Carmen, the spare daughter, the backup. When Mom finally paid attention to me, coached me, made me feel special, I didn't care that it was wrong. I just wanted to matter. So you knowingly destroyed my life. Yes, Carmen started crying, real tears, not the hysterical kind from before. I hated you. I've always hated you. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you existed and that made me feel invisible. When Mom gave me a chance to hurt you, I took it. And I'd do it again because that's how much I hate feeling like I'm nothing. Get out, I said. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Carmen said. I'm telling you the truth because you deserve to know. I'm not a victim. I knew what I was doing, and I feel worse now than I ever have because it didn't make me matter. It just made me a shitty person, destroyed her sister. Oh, good. I stood in my doorway watching her walk the stairs. I felt no sadness, just empty. 3 weeks later, Tristan showed up at my studio. I was editing photos for a client when I heard the door. He stood there with flowers and an envelope. I'm not here to beg, he said. I know that won't work. I just need you to understand something. I don't need to understand, I said, not looking up from my... Your mom told me you were sleeping with a client, Tristan said. She showed me emails, fake emails, but I didn't know that. She said you were planning to take the business, destroy my own mother, the country didn't talent to stand up for myself when your mom showed insignificant all unsure dark circles that matched. I slept with Carmen because I thought I was getting Tristan. I thought I was protecting myself. Your mom told me if I hurt you first, showed you I didn't need you, you'd realize what you were throwing. She said you'd come back apologizing and we could start over with me in control. That's what I wanted. Control, not Carmen, not love, just that's pathetic. I said. Tristan set the flowers on the counter. Your mom told me you were too independent, that you needed to be broken down to be loved properly. And my mother said the exact same thing. Two mothers telling me the same story. I never questioned why. Never wondered if they were both just trying to destroy you for their own. I just enjoyed being the weapon. You need to leave, I said. I married Carmen because I thought eventually you'd want me back, Tristan said. His voice cracked. I thought she was a placeholder, a way to make you jealous. Your mom promised me you'd come crawling back within a month. When you didn't, I blamed Carmen, punished her for not being you, said your name during sex, compared everything she did to what you would have done. She asked for a divorce yesterday and I can't even blame her. Good for her, I said. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, Tristan said. I'm not asking for it. I just needed you to know that I never questioned why two mothers would want you destroyed. I just enjoyed the power of destroying you. And now I've lost everything, and it's exactly what I deserve. He left the flowers and walked out. I threw them in the trash and went back to editing photos. The envelope was still on the counter. I opened it hours later, after the client work was done. Inside was a single sheet of paper, an apology letter, handwritten, 5 pages of Tristan explaining every moment, every lie Mom told him, every manipulation his mother added on top. He ended with, "You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I destroyed it because I was too weak to question why everyone was telling me you were the villain. I'm sorry doesn't begin to cover it, but I'm sorry anyway." I fed it through the shredder. That night, I sat in my apartment with a glass of wine and Mom's journal. Read through the entire thing, start to finish. 30 years of hatred and jealousy and resentment. 30 years of her resenting my existence because I had qualities she didn't. The last entry was dated 3 days before she handed me the disownment letter. Tomorrow, I end this. I free myself from the burden of pretending to love a daughter who got everything I deserved. Carmen will finally be the only daughter, the better daughter, and Avery will know what it feels like to have nothing. I closed the journal, poured another glass of wine. My lawyer called the next morning. "Your mother's been arrested," she said. "The stalking charges, the identity theft, the fraud, all of it. She's looking at serious jail time. Your father's cooperating with the investigation to avoid prosecution himself. He's testifying against her." "Good," I said. "There's something else," my lawyer said. "Your Aunt Rita filed a report with Adult Protective Services. Apparently your mother's been emotionally abusing your father for years, threatening him, controlling his finances, isolating him from friends. They're investigating that too." I hung up and stared at the ceiling. Mom hadn't just destroyed me. She'd destroyed everyone. Dad, Carmen, Tristan, his mother, anyone who got caught in the orbit of her jealousy. Carmen called that afternoon. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. "The state took my apartment," she said. Her voice was flat, emotionless. Mom had co-signed the lease and they seized it as part of the fraud investigation. I'm staying with a friend. Tristan's moved back in with his mother. I have nothing. No job, no home, no husband. I just thought you should know. Mom destroyed both of us. You just had the sense to fight back. I didn't. That's the difference between us." She hung up. I deleted the voicemail. I didn't feel vindicated. I didn't feel anything except tired. Like I'd been carrying something heavy for so long that I'd forgotten it was there. And now that it was gone, I didn't know what to do with my hands. 2 months later, Tristan showed up at my studio one last time. No flowers this time. Just him, standing in the doorway, looking like he hadn't slept in weeks. "I need to tell you one more thing," he said. "I don't want to hear it," I said. "My mother's been calling me every day since the IRS thing started," Tristan said anyway, crying, telling me she's sorry, that she didn't mean for any of this to happen. "Yesterday, she finally told me the truth. Your mom reached out to her a year before anything happened between me and Carmen, fed her all those lies about you. My mother ate it up because she never liked that I chose photography over law school. She saw you as the reason I wasn't living up to my potential. I know all this," I said. "But here's what you don't know," Tristan said. "My mother admitted yesterday that she knew your mom was lying. She knew the emails were fake, the phone records were fabricated. She knew, and she went along with it anyway because she wanted me away from you. She wanted me to fail at photography, come running home, go to law school like she'd always wanted. She used your mom's jealousy to try and control my life." I stared at him. "And you believed her?" "I wanted to believe her," Tristan said. "I wanted to believe you were the problem so I didn't have to admit I was weak. That I let 2 manipulative mothers control my entire life because I was too scared to make my own decisions." He paused. "I never loved Carmen. I married her to spite you. And now I'm divorced, broke, and living with a mother who destroyed my life while claiming to love me. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserved better, Tristan said. And I wanted you to know that I know that now. Too late, but I know. He turned and walked out. I watched him go. Then I locked the studio door, sat at my desk, and opened my laptop. Pulled up the business files. The client waiting list that used to be ours was now just mine. 18 months of bookings. Reviews calling me talented, professional, worth every penny.